Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is the Fitness Report radio show with the debut of the season. First show, maybe second show of the year at the 12 o'clock hour. So you got to forgive us because we are here after a long little stretch. Been a while since the kid been on, but I got some special guests today, and we're going to chop it up about the profession, about pandemic life, and about what we're going to do to make it seem a little bit better after this is all over with. So you have the Fitness Report radio show brought to you by the fitness representative, Pandemic Life. Today, we got three special guests, and the topic for today is fitness. And I brought these three here because they all go hard. They all represent what it is to be, for one, in shape, for two, to be business minded and to be business oriented, and for three, basically they're just good people. So I wanted to give them a shout out today. And as far as the debut of the show, it's been a while, y'all. So who better to come on than these three right here? So
might be a little rocky.
Okay, all right.
How y'all doing?
We good, man.
Doing good, brother. Good.
It's good to see y'all. Everybody looking good. Pandemic life hasn't stopped us and done too much to us. So that's a beautiful thing. We got bodybuilder who actually has been done a couple of shows during the pandemic.
Bro.
I don't know who saw the show, but
Hey, during the pandemic. And got a win.
got a
W.
pandemic W.
Got a third and dub.
That's what's up. Yep.
Yeah.
So just to set it off with you real quick, who was there?
Man, so family and friends, of course.
Right. Y'all was in the bubble.
What they call a bubble.
Right.
Masked up, of course.
That's what's up.
You know.
Yo, I promise you, I thought when I saw you on Instagram, I was gonna see you up there like this with a mask.
With a mask on. I swear I was like, man, if they have us on stage with a mask, I don't know.
Well, if you could take off the mask when you eat, you can take it off when you up there bodybuilding.
Definitely.
So it is.
Definitely. They checked our temperatures and
Right.
everything.
But y'all was all hot though. Everybody was over 100. So stop playing. They check y'all temperature for no reason.
They tanned up.
Right. The tan get you over 100 alone. So
Definitely.
you already know what it is.
Yeah.
Young man, Steven. Young man, how you been?
Man, I've been good, man. I've been just grinding, man. You know, we just got the new space, man.
I saw that. Shout out to Iron Bear.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
No doubt.
So we've been good, man. Just taking advantage of the situation. You know what I'm saying? And can't use it as an excuse. I know it's tough times out here for people, but there's opportunity for you to grind too.
Exactly. And what about you, young lady? You come in here looking the female. What's the female version of Dapper?
Fly. I don't know. Just fly. But you know what I do also on Fridays is salon
Right.
So I gotta represent. Yes. And plus coming out of quarantine, man, you just gotta make yourself feel good. Because I feel like I've been in sweats and scarves and hats and just
it feels like a year.
I've just not been able to do nothing. Right?
Yes.
Not go nowhere, not get cute.
Yes.
So that's what I do on Friday.
You get cute.
Yeah, get cute.
That's what's up. So look, it's some important stuff going on these days when it comes to fitness, when it comes to taking care of yourself, when it comes to just these days, the temperature is hot. I'm surprised everybody don't got some type of sickness because the world is sick right now. Got a lot going on with social issues, civil issues, and like the fact that this year you can't call it a bust because so much good has happened for people in their own lives. The overall temperature, like I said, it's crazy out here. We got crazy people leading us, and we just got a lot going on. But when you think of your personal life, a lot of times you could, at least myself, I could call it a victory. Yeah. Because if you were able to change it, seeing that it's not over, I guess, we still in it. But if you could change your mindset when this started and kind of get through that rough patch, because everybody had a rough patch, but most people, if anybody breathes through this, much love to y'all out there, y'all special. But if you had a rough patch, that rough patch taught you something about yourself. And it taught you how to bob and weave when you're getting punched at by forces way greater than you. So, you know what I'm saying? When you think about it, it's one of them things where you took time out and you checked yourself. You checked your boxes to see exactly what it is you were made of. And you found out during that time, okay, boom, this is how I might come out of this.
No
So that's why today, in the few questions that I have for you guys, we're gonna speak on the current situation. We're gonna speak on what you did before and what it was like before this, and we also gonna go in on what you think is to come. Because I tell you what, it's some beautiful things gonna come out of this, just as much as there's some craziness gonna come out of this. That new normal is gonna be two ways. It's gonna be yours, and it's gonna be the general public's. And the only one you got a chance to really do something about is yours. So we're gonna go right into it. Right now, we're just gonna do a quick introduction of our guest, and we're gonna go straight down the line. We're gonna have you guys introduce yourself, and we want to make sure that by the end of this segment, we're gonna know where to find you, what you're doing, what's going on in your lives, and just sell yourselves. You ain't gonna have like 1 minute. You got like 10 seconds to sell yourself at the end of this. So
hey, they only give me like 12 seconds on stage, so I'm used to doing stuff real quick.
So you
get that presentation off.
So you ready?
Heck of an elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch.
So it's like the elevator it's like the elevator in a small town hotel.
Yeah,
4 stories is probably the highest you get in a little small town hotel.
You like, okay, fine.
Right. I'm off. I'm on, I'm off. All right, so look. We're gonna start with this young lady right here.
All right.
Mrs. Farrah Bledsoe.
Yes.
Give it to me. Who are you and why are you here?
I'm here because I'm dope.
I heard that.
But no, I am the founder of the Remedy Group, owner and operator of TRG, short for the Remedy Group, exclusive fit club and salon. So I am a personal trainer, primarily. Secondary, I'm a hairstylist. So what I did was basically combine both of my passions into one.
Nice.
And then just kind of simplify my life. So I'm able to do everything that I do under one roof. So aside from our personal training studio, which is also open to memberships, exclusive memberships, we also have a salon suite. So a barbering suite, salon suite, small space, about 400 square feet inside of the space too. So me and my nephew, basically, we just get in there.
Shout out to Skateboard B.
We get to do what we do. So he's at the spot right now, holding it down. He has been a great asset. So yeah. Other than that, we actually surviving. We're doing pretty good. It's been a rough ride, but we here, just like everybody else sitting here. Yeah, and it's been a really good thing. So the personal training side definitely has picked up because people are like me and this young man sitting here. We're talking about people are just thirsty to get back. The fitness enthusiasts. Any means necessary. Yes, the ones that are definitely in it. So the concepts that I think probably each of us sitting on this panel have is something that's been attractive to people since the quarantine, because the big box gyms, they're just like, nah. Everybody's still kind of scared to go, but we have something that I think people are looking for, which is like a niche market, and just kind of catering to a smaller amount of people. And then it's making it a little more comfortable for people to come back into the gym environment too.
Right.
When you agree, I mean, going along with the COVID, the guidelines and everything else with the smaller amounts of people that we have to have, it just kind of flows. So I'm grateful actually for what I do, for being a personal trainer versus, even though I own a gym, it's not a large space where I'm dependent on volume. It's just more about the quality and the relationships that I have with the people that come in and come in and just come through to get their services done, whether they're there as a member or whether they're there for personal training. It's all about that intimacy. So that's probably really what is like keeping us going and making business build even after quarantine, because it was a little shaky. You didn't know which way it was going to go when we were in the thick of it, when everything just kind of hit. You really didn't know, but now we're coming out with that chance.
That's
what's up. Flex.
All right, so we're gonna move on. All right. Steven.
See, I'm gonna give
real quick. Steven was my son's football coach.
Yeah, back in the day.
That was like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, he a grown man now. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, thank you for making me feel old now. Appreciate
it. Hey, if I'm older than you, then I can do that.
Yeah. No, but it's time flies out here, man. That's why you gotta take advantage of every moment. Well, me, I'm gonna give you my full government name. My name's Stefan Fouché. I'm with NLS Athletic and co-owner of Iron Bear Fitness Chicago. Real proud of that, actually. Nice. I was able to do that. Able to do that during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as me, as far as I'm concerned, personal trainer, I do group classes. I do kickboxing. Like you just mentioned, like I coach, so I deal with youth, corrective exercise. I kind of do it all. You know what I'm saying? And in the new space that we have, we're trying to have people have the opportunity to do different things. You know what I mean? Like we were just talking about taking advantage of how the big box gyms can exactly, and people not feeling comfortable having people in there.
Yeah.
You slide on in there. You take advantage of your opportunities. So I think that put us in a real good spot, man. And
Nice.
Like I said, you gotta go by the COVID guidelines. I have like 9 people in my classes. You got to be on top of it. And like we were talking about earlier, we have waiting lists and stuff like that. But that just shows you how you could kind of persevere through this situation.
Differences.
Yeah, and you know what? It almost forced you to kind of reinvent yourself. You know what I mean? And like sometimes we get too comfortable. And then when something smacks you, you like, okay, whoa, how am I going to adjust? Because that's what it's all about, adjustments, man. And I'm just like, I'm hyped up about it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes when we come out of this. But I think we definitely will grow.
That's good. That's good. Optimism. That's number one during times of need and times like this where things can be crazy. All right, so we're moving on.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all?
The bodybuilder.
I've been following this dude. We've been following each other on social media for a long time before we actually ever even saw each other face to face.
Yeah.
He jumped into the bodybuilding scene
and live in the same neighborhood.
Live in the same neighborhood up the street from each other.
Right.
Wow. So to see this man grow, to see him jump into that, like honestly, I envy you when you jumped up there. I envied you first time. So I'm like, damn, I'm scared to jump up there. I'm still scared. So much love to you for the W's and for just going at it hard, bro.
Thank you.
Especially for the W.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a whole different level.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But just for the people, who are you and why are you here?
Hey, man. Well, I'm Corey Tibbs, government name. But I'm just gonna say I'm an entrepreneur extraordinaire, man. I wear many hats. I'm not gonna go down the line of everything that I do, but first and foremost, I'm a dad. That's my first job. But I'm just gonna shout out my personal training. I mean, that's my breadwinner right there. I also do a lot of online training. I mean, you're speaking about the pandemic. I was blessed to actually have myself set up with online training about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Shout out to online training.
Yeah. And a lot of people at that time was like, what is this? Like online training? Like, nah, get this out of here. But I was pushing it. I mean, I didn't know it was gonna be a pandemic, but that was just the way I was moving.
It's an option. Right.
I was like, man, I want to be at home on training. I want to be with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I was setting myself up. But when the pandemic happened, a lot of people was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And everything just stopped, right? Like, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep it moving. This is what I've been doing. It's like I ain't panicked because this is what I've been doing. But then I moved a lot of people outside. I was blessed to have clients that wanted to keep it moving. And they was like, hey, if you ain't scared, I ain't scared.
Right.
Yeah.
You wanted to know that you wasn't scared.
Yeah. But I had to give them that insurance. I said, hey, I'm only around my family. I'm not out here going to parties and bars and doing all these things. I'm coming to you and I'm going home to my family. So that gave them a little more, security and, that they were in a safe position, and then when we were outside, we was to ourselves and things. But one thing that a lot of people laughed at me about, y'all probably seen it on Instagram. I was training people with a broomstick and bands.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Seriously.
People
you already know.
People was hitting my DMs like, bro, what is that stick?
Bro, hey, he broke his stick, bro. I was crying on this man, bro. He broke his stick. I was like, you done.
That broomstick put in a lot of work.
So while everybody out getting Clorox,
broke his broomstick. But and my wife, she's like, I gotta clean up the crib. So I get the workout in, come back, put that boy back on.
Hey, Mr. B.
Wow.
Kept it moving.
Yeah, that's what's
sir.
up.
But one thing I just want to throw out, that W with the bodybuilding was all done with bands and brooms. I ain't had no weights. You know, I built that physique.
I peeped that too.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
just
we
that.
check
too.
out.
Seriously.
You had to. Well, we ain't gonna act like you ain't eat once a month.
Yeah, that's true. I was eating
You know what I mean?
air and water.
Yes,
Basically.
but I saw that. I peeped that online. Basically, going hard, volume reps with the band, just really getting it in. So I commend you for that.
But I take a little credit from a man sitting to the left of me. Many years ago, he used to always tell me, like, man, everything works if you just put your mind to it. Everything.
It does.
Yeah,
So
And your best tool is your own body.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's no excuses, man. I was doing a IG body weight workout class. You know what I'm saying? Free. You had to just jump on. Man, I was tired, bro.
Oh,
I was sweating. I'm
someone
doing,
else's program, right?
No, I was doing mine.
Okay,
I was teaching my class. I'm sitting there like breathing hard with them at the house. You know what I mean? So you could get a solid workout in with whatever, as long as you are willing to work hard for it. So
That's what's up.
But you probably don't even remember this. You know, it came about because I was joking. Like, they remember them little shake weights?
Oh my God,
right. You remember that?
That's been a decade.
And I was making fun of it. I was like, I hit him up. I was like, bro, you see this gimmick garbage? He goes, bro, it'll work if you know how to use it. Like,
if you use it enough, it's gonna work, bro. You're gonna be sitting there swole forearms. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, and that's
even
the thing.
if it don't go no further than the forearm, it's gonna swell that up.
It's
No
just how
doubt.
they present that stuff, though, and how they sell it to the public, making it seem like all you got to do is sit
Right, I
behind
mean,
your desk and hold.
but
the
I
shake
can't-
weight.
Yeah, they be
can't
having
front,
dudes
though.
up there working out all their life holding shake weight.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
But
they
still,
got that.
But still, and
Like they
then
got
you put that with the fact that, okay, you put somebody on here and you have them do this, and then once they stop, they go,
yeah,
I was done with the commercial after that. It was a wrap after that.
Listen.
All right, y'all. We got the Fitness Report radio show brought to you by the Fitness Representative, streaming live. The number to call in is 708-223-8953. You can check us out on Facebook Live and, of course, IntellectualRadio.com. All right, so we're going to get into the beef with broccoli of the whole show. And what we want to know about each one of you, we got questions, like I said, and the first was to introduce yourself, familiarize the audience with who we talking to. And now that they know who we talking to, basically the question of the day for each one of you, and we're gonna go back to Farrah to start this one off. Go into detail a little bit more on how the pandemic affected you, and you got the choice to speak on it from only a professional level, or you can go into the personal level. But how do you feel like the pandemic has affected you and your business, personally / professionally? However you want to explain it.
Well, I think I'll speak personally first because that spills over into my professional life. But honestly, when the quarantine first hit, when I knew we were going to be shut down, I was kind of anticipating it for a couple of weeks, and more so because of how they were treating the schools. They were making us very aware of what was going on, and I don't know, just how they were moving kind of made me feel like they're getting ready to shut these schools down. So I know if they shut these schools down, I know what's more than likely coming next. And it's like, okay, well, if I got these kids at home, how am I going to work? You know, all of those things. So just watching the news and everything else, I had a sense of nervousness at first because my business was relatively new at the time. I hadn't even been open for a year yet. But once we got into the thick of it, though, I actually enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed the time off because I spent so much of my time, so much of my life just on that constant grind and almost incessant grind because society, social media, and everything in the world is constantly telling you that you have to go. You got to do better. You got to do more. You got to do more. So to take that break from how I was living and how I was pressing and pushing myself was like a breath of fresh air. It was just like a relief.
Breathe again.
Yes, I felt like I could breathe again. I didn't know what the heck was going to happen from that breath. You know, when I took my next one, I wasn't necessarily sure, but I was just ready. I mean, my life just, it keeps me ready. So it's like, whatever is coming.
Pandemic.
I just.
Been a pandemic.
Exactly. Been a pandemic.
Yes.
So I'm gonna just be ready for it, whatever it is. But I did enjoy the time with my kids. Because it's been a long time since they were babies. It's been a long time since I've been able to spend that amount of time with them. And with them getting older, I felt like being able to have that influence be it short or however long it was, being able to have that influence was definitely a positive for me. You know, I got closer to them. I got to understand their emotions a little bit better. I felt like I was in control of the information that they were getting regarding the pandemic and the things that were going on, whether it was politics or just the news. I was able to control that and, really monitor their emotions. So personally, it kind of gave me the opportunity to realize what I was neglecting and kind of just swing that pendulum over to the other side for a little bit. And then also kind of take note of what was really important to me and then just carry that over into my business. Like, how do I really like once we return, how do I really want to live my life? How do I want to work? Like, do I want to spend my life working as hard as I've been working or devoting as much time to the things that I've been devoting it to? And I think one of the things that I was able to really let go was social media and not even just the importance of it. It just no longer was to me. And being able to see that the support, especially that I got from my clients while we were shut down and the people who truly care about me, it don't depend on social media. Like, it's going to be there. They're going to be there regardless. So, but again, society and social media tells you that you need social media. You need to be posting 3 times a day. You need to be doing this and you need to be doing this. And so while I was off, I was like, no, I don't.
I can see right now. I don't.
Can see right now. I don't have to do any of this. So what I did was a time that I feel I was constantly spending on marketing and pushing myself out there, making videos and editing this and editing that and making sure my name is known. That time I was able to increase my knowledge for when I did return. I was better able to service my clients in their sessions. Just fine tune like all the logistics of my business, the behind the scenes stuff, and make sure that all my I's were dotted, all my T's were crossed. And, if anything did come for me, if any opportunities came for me, that I was going to be ready for. So I spent the majority of the time doing that. And it did prove to be very favorable, once we were able to open back up.
That's great. That's a blessing.
Yeah, it is. So even with the online training, fortunately, I was already set up for that. So anyone that was a client or a member, I was able to just kind of, transition them into that for the time being and give them something to keep them going until we were able to get back.
Right.
And they appreciated that, and I constantly made sure that I added content and some value to what they were paying for and keeping them engaged, even though, it's impossible to keep everybody engaged because the stresses of the pandemic were real. So, but fortunately, it helped me be a better businesswoman. It helped me be a better mother. And I think just a better person overall, because I just got to chill, and it's not, I just got to
pick and choose.
Pick and choose. Yes. Like, am I going to roll over or this way, or am I going to roll over that way? And then just think about the day where it's not so regimented and, you could just kind of go with the flow. It was still hectic because I was, taking care of 2 kids and, I have a son with a disability. So it was still hectic and keeping them abreast and keeping them active and keeping them entertained. And I'm a single parent, so I'm the only one in the house with my kids 24/7. So it darn near drove me crazy.
My wife that's a pandemic right there.
So I drank a whole lot more wine than I normally do. I almost lit one up a time or two, but I lived to tell about it.
Yeah,
wow.
I lived to tell about it. But it's for sure. But I think it did me good though. I think it did me good.
And that's all we can ask for as professionals and as people.
Mm-hmm.
How do we make it happen during a time that is uncertain? What can we keep certain? And it's only this, right? It's
that's
only
it.
us.
That's it. That's truly it.
What about yourself, young man? What do you feel about it?
You know what? I think during the pandemic, like it just allowed us to game plan, man. Like we had to lay low, you know what I mean? So we had to We had no choice. So we had to game plan what's the next move's gonna be. And it really just allowed us to kind of believe in ourselves because, like I said, we get too comfortable because it's just like the routine. It's like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever.
Exactly.
But you're actually building relationships. So for me, this is what I do. So I was like, man, I wasn't even talking to nobody for real. You know what I mean? And it allowed me to sit still and like put a lot of perspective on me because I'm a workaholic, man. I'm always thinking of how to, you know what I'm saying, how to move up and move along, because I got kids to take care of. So the child support payments don't stop, y'all, during the pandemic.
Contrary to
Whoa,
popular
they ain't
belief.
paused those?
Yeah, they didn't pause that.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't pause that for some reason. So I had to still get that money.
Mortgages.
Yeah, they was calling me like, "Hey, what you gonna do?" So I was like, I got to figure out a plan. You know what I'm saying? So there's no excuses out here for that, man. You're especially when you're responsible for things. So, I think we just grew during that time period. Me and my co-owner, James Silva, shout out to him, man. He's dope.
James, yep.
He's dope. You know James, man. He's dope. So we were just, like I said, game planning, understanding what we need to do once we get out of this. You know what I mean? And like I said, I was paying attention to the big buck at the time. Just like kind of just wait and see what's going on. Then when Lori was like, "Okay, cool, y'all can open up," I was in there.
I see Lori wasn't playing the whole time.
Yeah, they called me a couple times too. It was like, "Hey man, y'all ain't open it, y'all." I'm like, "No, we ain't open. We ain't open, man. Okay, it's cool. It's just me working out in there. It's just me." So, but yeah, I think it just allowed us to really like just hone in and find a way to adjust.
That's great. And to know that you actually were ready to make those adjustments, that's the huge part of it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I was just talking to my brother the other day. He was just like, "Man, it's funny how you just naturally prepare. Like it doesn't feel good to be ready for something that you don't know is coming."
I mean, I think that's the state of being an entrepreneur, though, because if you're not ready, then you're not gonna survive.
No,
you just gotta stay ready.
You got to constantly adjust to what's going on.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing that we talk about, because that's one of the main things we all have in common. Just from me knowing all of you and you all knowing me, I think one thing that we all have in common is we're all workaholics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they put a bunch of hats on the floor and tell you to pick up a hat per something that you do, you're gonna have hats stacked on top of hats.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you might not have no more hats left if you're looking at just this 4 right here.
Yeah.
So, Corey, what do you feel? What do you think? What's your input?
That was a great lead-in because I wear a lot of hats.
Exactly. This is a hat festival. Yeah. Really.
Well, the question was, how did it affect,
business-wise
and
personally and business-wise?
I'm gonna lead into personal first. It kind of put a lot of stress on me and my wife, right? Because we're not meant to be locked down together like that.
Same with them kids.
We're 2 little ones.
So when I think about people in jail in a cell all day, I'm like, oh my God, I really don't want to go to jail. But having a 2-year-old and he was 8 months at the time. Now he's almost a year, but and you still have to get the job done, right? She's working from home now. Mm-hmm. She's on Zoom calls, right? I got clients I need to attend to outside, online, all while you got a toddler that don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
They don't even know.
No. And so I had to check myself as a man and as a dad because my frustrations was coming out, right, into the family, and I had to tell myself, like, you know what, the whole world is not normal right now. Everybody's feeling like this, like everybody's on a Zoom call with all this going on, in the background. And so it's like, you had to just be like, just breathe and be like, hey, we're going to roll with it. Whatever's happening, just let it go and roll with the punches. Right. Yep. But then on top of that, I'm very into my own fitness. Right. So I'm in the dining room. The dining room is the gym now. That's been transformed. Right.
A lot of dining room gyms around the country these days.
And so, I'm trying to get my workout on. I'm trying to do my social media videos, and I got my son like snapping the bands, and
you can't mute him.
No. So you know what I did? I got innovative. I said, everybody's got kids at home and want to work out. So I'm gonna put them in the videos and inspire people to get it done no matter what with the kids. Yes. And that's what kind of catapulted my quarantine per se.
Okay. Business wise,
because people was tuning in like, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let me use my son or daughter to do this and that and do that. Oh, there's no excuses, man. He got kids on his neck and he's still getting it done, and I'm just sitting here eating popcorn. Like, so that's what I did. I used the family to keep it moving, you know. But I will say I don't own gyms like these two. So I was probably, you know, in a different position. So I know because you guys had different type of bills, right?
Yes.
I didn't have no overhead to worry about or this and that. But I can honestly say 2020 is a great year financially for me. Like
that's
for me,
what I mean.
It was a great year. I've that's all I can say. It's just been a great year, and the year not even over yet.
Blessed.
It's a blessing. So on the business side, I've just been able to be innovative, right? And even without the pandemic, I've always realized that you still got to be innovative. You know, you can't get comfortable as an entrepreneur, and that's why I said I wear many hats. I have a couple different businesses, so when one go down, I still had other streams of income. But I was taught that many years ago. So I wasn't preparing for a pandemic. I was just being prepared.
You were doing your everyday thing.
Exactly. So I didn't panic.
And that's how it is. I don't think anybody was prepared, but it's all about how you handle it during that time.
I think that's the biggest part of what we do. When and I was saying this because I'm the same. I don't have one space that I'm a part of. I'm basically a traveling trainer. Right. So the pandemic attempted to shut me down.
Right.
So the first month was hell month, but who hasn't been through hell month 1 month, 2 in their lives? So it was nothing but an everyday thing to make a transition and go into your other strengths, your other abilities to still make that money and still see clients. So when it came to, you know, different stuff like what we couldn't do, Auntie Lori sitting there with big pants on. I mean,
man, she was ready, man.
She was ready. And for us who was ready right along with her, shout out to us because we was ready also. Too. So like Corey said, the year's been great financially. It's been a blessing to not have to go out.
Yeah, I would say we weren't spending no money.
To save what you spend in parking downtown. To actually come up with some new hobbies and new entrepreneurial businesses and stuff like that. So that was great. And I commend you all for even speaking on that, because that part right there is what motivates the people and inspire the people to do more with that little bit of time that they have to actually make something happen. Right. Because you are on a Zoom call every day, but you can do something special while on that call. You can attempt to. Mm-hmm. But for those of you who have small children, you know.
Well, I mean, I have plenty of videos with my kids in the back, either shooting water guns or, you know.
Long time.
Mom, you know, just whatever. But I also, again, during that time, I also got to teach them how to respect my craft.
Exactly.
Like, mommy is working. This is what I'm doing. Like, you can be a part of it, or you can go sit down somewhere, but you cannot be a distraction, because that water gun you just shot, the lights you turn on, this is how mommy pays for that. Yes. So you got to understand. And just to see them watch that and grasp the concept, it's so funny, because they get it. They really get it.
And you didn't know that they would.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't. So, I mean, I hoped that they would get it, but I wasn't, necessarily sure, because, you got that mothering side, and then you have that provider side that, that I got to make the
touch
donut.
On that too.
Yeah, I was going to say, my bad. I was going to say, I just had my son at one of my classes on Sunday. He masked up, and I'm teaching the class, and he's like, man, I said, Daddy, that's too hard. Mm-hmm. That's too hard for them. They struggling. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important for your kids to see what you do.
Exactly.
And it's because they learn to appreciate it, and just like, when I coach, he always watched me coach. He was like, well, oh, you coach, you could just teach me how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't understand what your kids grasp. even though they sitting there with the iPad, they paying attention to what you're doing, man.
It's the environment that engulfs them.
Yeah, they pay attention to what you're doing, so that's why you're constantly a walking example.
Right. Now, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was
Corey?
gonna say, I had said as entrepreneurs that we had to always stay prepared, right, for the next. But what I was unable to be prepared for was the family stress at home.
Yeah.
There was no way that I can prepare for what we still going through because my wife is still working from home, right? And the frustrations that she have that I didn't take accountable for, like to me in my eyes, she just on the computer, So when
she's like, "What are you doing here?"
So when she's like, "Can you change that diaper?" and I'm like, "But mentally it's like, but get him." Like I'm at work, it's just start. You can't prepare for that, but we've been getting through it, and we communicate a lot, and we just been making it work. And she knows I'm a workaholic. She knows, when I'm not on my phone, we're not making money. So, because the perception is that I'm just on my phone, right? But we've been getting through these times.
So that's a blessing. It's good for people to actually understand what's going on, and you can fight through it. You come out better on the other end, which takes us to our last question, which is a 2-part question for each one of you. And
oh boy, 2 parts.
2 parts. So what we want to know, basically, it seems like I guess one day we're coming out of this.
One day.
Yeah.
One day is going to be, one day, even if it's a new normal, that new normal is going to say no more pandemic. So seeing that we're waiting for that and we're kind of bracing for it while living everyday lives and pushing forward as entrepreneurs, it's a 2-part question. And that question is, during the time of the pandemic, what have you done to help a situation that wasn't your own? And the other part of that would be, how does life look once the pandemic is over? And of course it's a forecast, but that's an important question to me.
You guys want me to lead it, or you?
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead, you could take it.
You sound like you ready to roll.
Ready.
Let's go.
Well, I'm just gonna go with what first comes to mind from that question, and it's basically a situation with one of my clients. I acquired her when the pandemic first hit because she had
Acquired. That's a good one.
She had an accident, a fatal, not fatal, but like a very bad car accident, and it left her disabled. And for some reason, she thought of me. She sought me out. She said that she knew I can help her,
Wow.
because it left her blind and deaf on one side. Yeah, and she had to learn how to walk again. She had to learn how to do all these things again. And then once she was able to be like semi-functional, she sought me out to help her. But she was going into a depression because the gym shut down. Right?
Just because she was coming out.
That's all she had was to go to the gym, walk on the treadmill, and do her own thing. But when the gym shut down, she was like, "Oh, what am I gonna do? I'm just getting back to walk." So now, some people probably seen her on my social media, but now she's able to jog. She can lift weights. If she falls down, which has happened, she can get up.
Which is good.
I've been working on her mobility, her balance. Just I call them ADLs, activities of daily living.
Yep. You too.
That's all I've been working on with her, and she is so happy that. But we're back in the gym now. But this lady, she can go. If I don't make her lift some heavy weight, she's like, "What we doing today?" Like,
you know where I came from.
Right. So that's what I can say that comes to mind immediately as far as what have I done to help another situation during the pandemic.
So can you forecast what post-pandemic life looks like for you? Or do you think it's just going to be the same as it was before?
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but things are not going to be the same. I don't feel. We're going to come out of the pandemic. We're going to come out of a quarantine, but things aren't going to be the same. I've always said that things are shifting towards technology, right? And now we've proven that we can get the job done with the technology, right? So I
want to.
Right. I don't want to. I love this. What we're doing right now, I love this, but we still got our stuff on. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way the world is moving. The next generation that's coming in, this is all they're gonna know. They're not gonna know sitting in front of a person looking them in their eyes and talking to them. They're not gonna know that. They're gonna be doing this on the live. So I think that a lot of things in every industry is gonna shift to more technology. So I would say just perfect your craft using
every way
technology. Yep.
And who would like to tackle that next?
I guess I'll go. So I think for each and every one of us sitting at this table, the who are you or who were you able to influence or help outside of your own situation is probably going to be pretty similar for all of us, because that's what we do in our professional lives and our daily lives, is we help other people. So I can't say that I had like a big something so profound that it's like, oh my God. But there were so many small victories in that time. So for me, I think being able to keep my clients on track and help them combat what could have been like a defeated attitude because the gyms had shut down, because so many of them depend on that as an escape. Because like me, you need, moms, you have moms out there that just need to get away from their kids for an hour or however long. They, all of that was just taken away. It was like swiped from right under your feet. So I had so many stories, where even though I'm battling my own things at home, but people just were constantly reaching out in need of inspiration and, that constant motivation just to keep them going and keep them on track, especially for those that were really starting to see some change before we got shut down. So right. I think for me that was probably the most impactful, because sometimes when you are working so hard all the time, you don't necessarily get to take stock of that fully. Like, you have an appreciation for it, but as a personal trainer, you're supposed to produce results. So when you do, it's just part of the job. But when you're able to sit back and see it from a mental capacity and just the emotional effect that it really has on people, you get a greater appreciation for it. And it kind of makes you want to put more of your heart into what you do and just focus on understanding what gets people to that result, because everybody's different. So understanding that more so than anything. But as far as the future, like, where do I really try not to predict it. Right. I really try not to.
Mm-hmm. That's important also.
And it's just because if nothing else, COVID has proven that there's so many things that we just don't have control over. It's all about preparation and making sure that you stay ready, stay in the moment, and appreciate things for what they are. You can anticipate what may happen next, but I think it's just a matter of preparedness and really trying not to, because you can worry yourself crazy trying to figure out what's going to happen next or what you need to do
about it.
Exactly. So
That's true.
I try not to think about it. It's just, I know what it is right now. I know what I can do to advance myself and to make sure that I'm in a good position should something like that happen again. But as far as where it's gonna put us, I really don't know. But I'm still working towards expansion like I have always been. And we'll see where it lands. We'll see where it lands.
What's up. Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah, I think for me it's a little bit different, man. I think I was able to get back in tune with my people, my family. Since I work a lot, I don't get the opportunity to, spend enough time with them. And then you realize how much of an impact you actually have on them as well. And as far as like them needing me to be around more, what I'm saying? Like my mother, my sister, my brother, my nieces and nephews.
Shout out to Haiti.
We always repping. We came from the mud. So you're in that's kind of how I look at it. It's the immediate impact on the people that you love and care about. Like Farrell was saying, we administer to clients all the time and help them out. They were texting me back and forth, saying, see what's going on with me, just like I was checking on them. But as far as like impacting, sometimes we get lost in what we do.
Exactly.
And it just allowed me to realize that I need to make sure that I'm spending that time with my people and then creating that balance, which is very important to me. As far as like the future is concerned, man, it's gonna be a little bit different, a little bit of the same. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna make sure you wear a mask, or I'm wearing a mask. We'll take your temp. But if you're with me, we still gonna work out, we're gonna train hard.
We still rocking.
It's gonna be some online training and this and that, but like, you know what I mean? But I think it might actually flip the other way around. People are gonna be thirsty to get back into that
traditional,
like me and you. You know what I'm saying?
Especially now that the weather is changing.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Can't go outside now.
And in those class settings, everybody, you know how it is. Everybody feeds off each other. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna be going back to that. We're gonna social distance. We're gonna do all that. We'll keep that energy. Just have your mask on. You know what I mean? So I think we just adjust to it, man. Not to stress too much about what the future may hold. Because look, man, we didn't know this was coming. Exactly. We adapted and we did what we needed to do.
Exactly.
And just to touch on like the pandemic is one thing, but like I said, we all Black here. The social injustices that we have to deal with. It's a lot of different things.
That's the pandemic
that creates stress.
Ever going.
That creates stress. So our job is very important because people try to relieve stress. Like 97% of my clientele is African American, which I'm proud to say.
Nice.
So it's important.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, I make it work because there's no excuse. So it's important our roles are important. But as far as how we impact other people, man, just be you and just let it naturally happen. So that's just how I look at it.
That's great. That's great. So it's good to see that you guys have such an optimistic view on the future, and to know that we have a duty with society and with basically American civilization. It's our jobs to not only keep with the vanity of what America loves, but also keep with the guts and the nuts and bolts of what we all do, which is to keep people healthy, keep people in situations where they're on the up and up. So my like I said at the beginning of the show, my main reason for having you guys here was, for one, to debut the show based off what the show is all about. It's the fitness report. We want to know who's healthy. And we're not just talking about physically, we're talking about mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We want to know what your fitness report is like. We want to know what your life is like on a daily basis that is translated into what your physical situation is. Mm-hmm. So if myself and my colleagues can kind of make that the best situation possible for people out there, then we're doing our jobs. Right. And seeing that, I'm pretty sure you guys can echo this. I've never seen it as a profession. It's a lifestyle.
It is.
It's what we do. And if I went 12 years in the Marine Corps doing this same thing, exactly, teaching mixed martial arts, fitness, weapons training, a bunch of stuff. I didn't get paid extra for it.
Right.
It was fun, and it was something that I didn't know was going to gear me up for what was to come. But I tell you this, the way it's affected people out here, the way your clients feel about you, and the way that people care about your well-being because they know you care about theirs, that's priceless.
Right.
You can't put a number. You can't put a number on that. So before we go, because we're gonna have to wrap it up. Before we go, we gotta let you guys give shout outs to your businesses and your handles and what's going on as far as where we could reach you, and just to put it out there one last time, who are you?
Ladies first?
Yeah, there we go.
Ladies first. Ooh, ladies first.
All right, so I'm probably the only suburbanite that's sitting up here. So I am located in the south suburbs of Chicago.
Take all
that out to the south suburbs.
Yeah.
Take it all.
I'm past 167. No, I'm right there though. Seriously. But I'm located in Oak Forest, TRG, Exclusive Fit Club and Salon. You can find us on Instagram, which is TRG Fit Club. You can find us on Facebook, TRG Exclusive Fit Club and Salon. Website is www.grgfitclub.com. If you want the number, it's 708-382-7044.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
All right. Well, you could reach me at nlsathletic.com. My IG handle is nlsathletic_Chicago. And then I want you guys to check out our business page, our gym page, which is on Facebook, which is IBF Chicago. It's simply at IBF Chicago. I'm on the north side. I'm in Edgewater, 1244 West Thorndale. You guys can reach me directly, 312-804-5040, if you're interested in any type of sessions that we're offering.
That's what's up, young man.
Hey, Corey Tibbs here, personal trainer. I'm out of Strong Hands Gym in Wrigleyville, the only 24-hour gym in the area. You can reach me at 312-532-7300. I'm on all platforms, all social media platforms, at Corey Tibbs. Simple, CORRYTIBBS. It's real simple.
All right, so I would like to thank you guys for coming today, for being a guest on the show. I would like for you guys to give me your information on where to send, or we can meet up, because I would like for you all to have one container, which is a month's supply of the fitness representative CMOS gel.
I was going to holler at you about that too.
Of course, so you can holler at me for free real quick. But we just want to thank you guys for helping the community in the world stay healthy. Thank you guys for helping the community in the world know what it is to be in shape in so many ways other than just physically, because we all do that. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. And even though I'm the fitness representative, I'm pretty sure we all represent fitness for life. So once again, I would like to thank you guys for being on the Fitness Report radio show. And hopefully we can get back to what we know and love, even more so on the other end of this pandemic.
Thanks for having me on, bro.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Have a wonderful day. That has been the show.
All right now.